I was literally going to abandon this channel, and then I realized I still kind of like fashion. So I decided just to keep the channel because I still want to talk about fashion. Now, with that being said, I'm probably not going to post a lot. Like there'll be weeks where I probably post twice or three times a week, or there might be times where I like post once and then won't post again for another 3 or 4 months. This is just for like documentation purposes, like just documenting my personal style going forward from now on, and less of me trying to like gain a following on YouTube. This is more of just me documenting. So my personal style is changing, and the three main reasons why it's changing is, number one, I haven't been happy with my wardrobe in almost 3 years. I think I would say back in 2020 is when I realized, not 2020, whoa, back in 2022 is when I realized I really wasn't happy with my wardrobe, but I didn't think it was, I thought at the time that it wasn't because of my clothes. I thought it was for some other reason. I was like, well, maybe, like I knew that like I wanted something more, but I just thought like I just needed to, I thought I like wasn't being inspired by something. I just thought like, oh, maybe I'm just not inspired anymore. That's probably why I'm bored with my wardrobe. So I think I tried to do the thing of like wearing as much of my clothes as I could. And that really didn't help. Like I would put on objectively cute outfits and literally not feel anything about them. Like I would literally just like put on cute outfits and not feel anything. Other people would think they were cute and I would just be like, I guess. And I felt this way for 3 years. The second reason is I have too much clothes. Like I realized around the time I realized that I wanted to change my style, or even before then, I realized I had way too much clothing and I needed to get rid of as much clothes as I could. I counted my wardrobe back in June or July of last year, and I had 300 pieces of clothing, not including pajamas, underwear, socks, or shoes, just like everything else. And to me, that's just too much stuff. And that I was like, that's why I feel like, and I think at the time I was like, that's why I feel like I can't, my clothes are stupid. That's why I would have been happy with my wardrobe, because I have too much clothing. This also caused a lot of decision fatigue for me. Like I already have really bad decision fatigue. But since I'm getting older, my decision fatigue is getting a lot worse. So anytime I would look at my wardrobe, I would literally be like standing at my closet for like 30 minutes trying to figure out what I wanted to wear. And I just had too much stuff to choose from, and the decision fatigue was just getting worse, and I was like, something has to give. And that's why I really want a wardrobe where I can utilize at least almost my entire wardrobe, or at least all of my wardrobe. I do not want a wardrobe where I go into the closet, I pick out an item I haven't worn in 6 months, I wear it, I'm happy about it, and then I put it back up and I don't wear it for another 6 months. I want to be able to wear my clothing, and I mean like multiple times a month, multiple times a week. I want to be able to do that. And the third and final reason why I'm changing my style is I am a creative. I do like making things, and I remember even back like a few months ago when I started to want to change my style, I remember like wanting to create things and then think to myself like, oh, I have way too much stuff. If I keep creating stuff, I'm just going to get more and more stuff. So I really want to minimize my wardrobe to the point where if I create something, I don't feel like I'm adding on to just a whole bunch of mess that I already have. What inspired me to do this actually was, so at the end of, I think it was July of last year, I wanted to go through a no-buy year, which I failed. I did fail my no-buy year within 3 months, but that's okay. That still helped me a lot. So I decided that at the beginning of August that I was like not going to go through it, like between August and whatever time I decided for myself, I was not going to go thrift store shopping at all, because at this time I had counted all my wardrobe and I decided like I have too much clothing, so I'm gonna go through a no buy year, which didn't turn a no buy year because I failed. And honestly, a few months later, when I did actually go thrift, I literally thrifted like 2 things, which is unheard of for me personally, because anytime I go to the thrift store, especially at Goodwill bins, I am picking up at least like 15 to 20 items of clothing within one sitting. So the fact that I only picked up like 2 or 3 items of clothing that day, I was really proud of myself. And honestly, it kind of set into motion like, okay, this low buy / no buy thing is helping me a lot to shop more intentionally, and that's what I want to do. So what my style used to be was a lot of colorful. I would say it was maximalist. I would say it was really colorful. It was on par with kawaii fashion. It was really frilly. Like, a lot of my style was very much inspired by early 2000s Harajuku fashion, like early, like Decora fashion, Lolita fashion. That's my toilet. What else? Fairy K. So a lot of like Japanese subcultural fashions, Oshade K as well. And so it was like an amalgamation of that for a really long time. And then as I got older, I would say that my style was still like inspired by that, but it was starting to become more colorful maximalism as I got older. And now it's changing completely from that. So now my style I'm trying to go for now, which if you see what I'm kind of wearing, it's kind of what I'm going for. I actually thrifted both of these things a long time ago. This is why I'm glad I had a slight shopping addiction, because I did end up picking up a lot of things that would go along with the type of style that I want to go for the future. So the style I'm going for now is kind of a mixture of a few different styles. One is like dystopian grunge, kind of like a futuristic but like grungy looking outfits. Another one is like futuristic pop star, like that, like kind of really colorful. And another one is like early 2000s skater fashion, because I love early 2000s skater fashion. I grew up in the early 2000s and I loved early 2000s skater fashion back then. And so now me like kind of nostalgically reminiscing on that, I kind of want to implement that into my wardrobe nowadays. My inspirations for my future style are like early 2000s anime. Like I've started watching a show called Air Gear, and I really like that show. That show is it's an anime. You know, it's an anime, but I personally like it, and I also like the styling in that. There's a character, his name is Iki, or Itsuki, and I like the way he dresses. He's like wears like flared jeans, and he has his like I forgot what they're called. The skates. I forgot what they're called, and I just literally watched an episode, so I don't know why I'm like blanking. But he's wearing like this like track jacket with flared jeans, and I thought that was really cool, and that's something I really want to go for. Also, another thing that I'm really inspired by is early 2000s video games like The Bouncer, which is a game that came out before Kingdom Hearts, and I never played it before. And then Xenosaga, I've looked at a lot of pictures of Xenosaga on Pinterest, never played that before. Then you have Space Channel 5, never played that before. And then you have what did I already say? I already said Xenosaga. Then you have Super Galdelic Hour, which is a really strange game. Also, I've never played it before, but I've watched a lot of gameplays and I want to play it. So those are like on my list of things I want to play, which I'm going to get into that later on in this video. But yeah, I really like those things. I'm also really inspired by like Johnny Knoxville from the early 2000s, because again, early 2000s skater fashion. I also really like Avril Lavigne, NERD. I'm really inspired by their style from the early 2000s. So those are like things that I'm like looking at when it comes to like my future style. Is like the past is my future style. Of course, I do also want to pay attention to a lot of accessories. I have a good collection of rings, but I've been trying to look for like silver bangles and like silver necklaces that give like a futuristic look. That's because I really want everything to be tied in with all the accessories. I want my accessories to tie in my style, and I'm really looking for, honestly, silver bangles, silver necklaces that kind of go with that. I've seen some silver necklaces at thrift stores and silver bangles, but like, it's something not right about it. I'm looking for, like, I know what I want in my head, and when I see it, I'm gonna like it. I know for a fact. But also another thing I'm looking for is electronics. Implementing retro electronics into my wardrobe is something that I really want. I think that growing up in early 2000s, I really didn't appreciate early 2000s electronics the way I thought I should. And now I'm looking back on it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should get back into that. So like there's like a thing called Google Glass, not Meta Glass. I freaking hate Meta glasses. I think Meta glasses are pervy and I hate the way they look, but Google glasses are so cool looking and they're so sleek and they look futuristic, and I want a pair, and I'm definitely going to get a pair because they actually are really cheap, and I'm hoping I can get a job before people catch on how cool they are and then they raise in price. But right now they're going for like between $60. There's some that are $200, but like I'm definitely getting the $60 ones. Then the iPod Nanos, like you could put them in your hair. Like they're like iPod Nano shuffles, the iPod shuffles, those from the early 2000s. I had one of those when I was younger and I loved it, but like I was like, I don't know, I think I just want to buy into it again for my style, to put in my hair and things like that. But also what I really want to do, and this is less of my personal style and more of just personally, I really want to start buying into more electronics because I want to, by the end of this year, I want to either stop being on my phone so much, on social media so much, or like at least lessen it. So I want to definitely invest in a point and shoot camera to just carry around. I definitely want to invest in a flip phone possibly. I really wanted an old like flip phone from like a Sony. There's a Sony W550i that I was eyeballing, but I looked it up and I realized that like most of those 2G and 3G towers are obsolete. So if I got one of those, I couldn't use it, honestly. But I really wanted that phone. But honestly, I still might get a flip phone anyway. I've seen other flip phones that are really cool looking that have 4G and 5G capability, so I might do that instead. Also, I want to invest in a gaming system. I was thinking about getting a Switch, but then I was like, I don't want to just be stuck on like Nintendo games. I kind of want a Steam Deck instead. So I might invest in a Steam Deck, and that's where the early 2000s gaming comes in, because if I get a Steam Deck, I'm gonna emulate so many games that I either didn't get a chance to play when I was younger or that I didn't beat when I was younger. So a lot of Sonic games are going to be emulated, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where my style is going. It's going to be a very like retro futuristic early 2000s skater style mixed with like futuristic pop star. That's my toilet again. I think I didn't mention this, but I'm not gonna stop wearing color. I think that before I wore a lot of color, like my style was very much colorful maximalist for a long time, but I'm not gonna stop wearing color. It's just not gonna be as ostentatious as it used to be. It's still gonna be colorful, it's just not gonna be like, so that is it. That's where my style is going.